Good morning. Assalamu alaikum everyone.
वालेकुम सलाम।
वालेकुम सलाम।
Today we are going to learn how to apply these two features of spreadsheet. The first one is goal seek, and the second one is sensitivity analysis. Both are very useful and they have a wide range of applications in all areas. Wherever data is concerned, if we want analysis, so in a lot of situations goal seek can be used, and in some other cases sensitivity analysis can be used. And I mean, all these two features combined are called what if analysis. There are other analysis that are also part of what if analysis. What if analysis? So what if analysis has various sub tools. One of them is goal seek, one of them is sensitivity analysis. The third one is called scenario analysis. Scenario analysis. So today we will learn how to apply goal seek and sensitivity. For scenario, we will discuss this scenario analysis on some other days. The option of what if analysis comes under the data tab. Data tab, there are various tabs, as you know: home tab, insert tab, page layout, formulas, and one of the tab tab. Under this data tab, you will find the option of what if analysis here under this box, that is forecast. So under this forecast, two options are coming: forecast sheet and what if analysis. Under the what if analysis, we have three options: scenario manager, goal seek, and data table. There are three options in this what if analysis. So first, let us see how goal seek can be used. So in this particular problem that is visible on your screen, there is a student who has earned 65% in first semester and 68% in second semester, and in third semester he has earned 72%. Now he wants to know how much he should score in the fourth semester so that his average score or his final score is 70%. He wants 70% as final score. So how much percentage he or she should earn in the fourth semester so that his final score becomes 70%. So this is the problem. In this case, goal seek function of spreadsheet can be used. Goal seek is used to solve a formula for a desired output. So our desired output is 70. The student wants 70% as overall score in his in his course. So his problem is that he wants to know how much marks he or she should obtain in the fourth semester so that his final score becomes 70%. So one way to solve this problem is to do the trial and error method by using several, we can try several numbers in the fourth semester. But using spreadsheet function, this that is named goal seek, we can solve this problem. Let us see how it can be done. First, you have to come on the data tab. Under the data tab, you have to come on what if analysis. Under the what if analysis, this option, that is goal seek, is coming. We have to click on this option. So once I clicked on that option, a small box has opened. Three options are coming in this small box. The first option is set cell. Set cell. So which we have to select the output here or the result. So our output is in B7. So I have selected this B7. Then it is asking to value. So B7 should be set to what value? So we want to set it to 70 because the student wants a score of 70% overall. So set cell B7 to 70. Then the third option it is asking is by changing cell. Which cell it should change? So let me select this cell, that is the score in 4th semester. So now the input, we have given the filled the options in the three places, and once we will press enter, it will calculate different averages by putting different values in B5, and the value that will generate a final score of 70% will be the answer. So let me click on OK. Now it is solving this formula. So now it has arrived at the solution. The solution is 75. That if this student scores 75% in the first semester, then his final score will become 70%. Now let me repeat these steps again. This is the problem. Let me put here a value 0. Maybe if I will put here 0, then final score will become 51%. Final score is nothing but the average of the all four semesters. So the student wants to know how much score he should have in the 4th semester so that his final score should become 70%. So you have to come on the data tab. After coming to the data tab, you have to select on the what if analysis. Select on goal seek. There are three options. Set cells. So we have to select the outcome here. So our outcome is the final score. It is already selected here. Then it is asking two values. Set cell B7 to what? So we want the outcome to be 70. So 70 has been selected here. Now it is asking for the cell that the value in that cell should change. So since semester 1, semester 2, semester 3 has already passed out, so the only option that can vary is the semester 4. So we have to select this semester 4. That is the score of semester 4 is contained in the cell B5. So I have selected here B5. So once I will press enter, so it will try different values in the cell B5, and the value that will generate a final score of 70 is the solution, is the answer. So this is how this spreadsheet software is solving this problem. So as per this solution, if the student scores 75% in the 4th semester, in that case, his final score will become 70%. So this is just a very simple example to demonstrate the use of goal seek. चेक करके साइन होना। अच्छा मैं अभी दे दूंगा, थोड़ी देर में भी आ गई। मुझे ही दे ठीक है डी ऑफिस में। हाँ So is this clear? Now, I mean, this is just an example. If I mean, this goal seek can be used in a lot of other situations. If the
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
Sir, for example, if here, hello.
Yes,
Am I
continue,
audible?
Anam.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. So, sir, for example, here you gave us an example of a student who wants to score 70, and that's why he or she needs 75 in the fourth semester. So, in the same way, sir, if we are working in an organization and we have a sales target, so we can like apply that over there, right? For
Yes, yes.
example,
The situation can be.
yes, sir.
Yes,
Exactly.
of course, of course.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
So I just want you to become familiar with this function, that is goal seek, and depending on the situation, I mean, this goal function can be used. So now coming to the second function, that is sensitivity analysis. This is also similar, somewhat similar to the goal seek function, because in goal seek function, we are varying one input and we are calculating or solving a formula for a desired output. In this case, sensitivity analysis, we are changing two inputs and we are trying to see the impact on the output. And this example is from the area of finance. There is a famous formula that is known as Gordon dividend growth model. The formula is very simple. Price or share price is equal to dividend or dividend per share divided by cost of capital. That is also known as weighted average cost of capital. And it is denoted by K. And then K minus G. G is the growth rate in the dividend. At what rate the dividend is expected to grow. So these are the three inputs in the formula. The first one is dividend. The second one is cost of capital or weighted average cost of capital, which is denoted by K. Cost of capital and weighted average cost of capital is denoted by K. G is the growth rate. Growth rate of what? Growth rate of dividend. So if we have these three inputs, we can calculate the share price. What should be the fair share price based on this conceptualization of based on this model given by Gordon. Gordon is the name of the person who has given this theory. So as per him, if we divide dividend per share by cost of capital minus growth rate, that will give us a fair estimate of the share price. So in this example, dividend per share is 74.95. Let me change it to 75. Weighted average cost of capital is given as 15%. The third input is growth. So growth in the dividend is expected to be 11%. Based on these three, we can calculate the share price by, first we have to start with an equal sign, and just the formula is here, D divided by K minus. So D is the dividend divided by, we will start with a bracket sign. K is 15% minus growth rate, that is 11%. So now the bracket will be closed, and once I will press enter, so the share price will be calculated. So as per the Gordon dividend growth model, the share price should be 1875. Given these three inputs, if the dividend per share is 75 and the cost of capital of the company is 15%, and the dividend of the company is expected to grow, at 11%. In that case, the share price should be 1875. But in reality, uh, in real world, all the inputs in a particular model are variable. It's not definite. It's not that weighted average cost of capital will remain constant at 15%. Similarly, if our expectation is that dividend will grow at 11%, but it may or may not grow. The growth rate can be 10% also. The growth rate may be more than 11, for example, 12 or 13 or 14, like that. So in this scenario, sensitivity analysis can be performed. Sensitivity analysis is a model that shows how target variables are affected based on changes in input variables. So in this case, we have three inputs, that is dividend, weighted average cost of capital, and growth. The output is price. So sensitivity analysis is used that shows how target variables or outcome or result are affected based on changes in input. So if we change weighted average cost of capital, if we change the growth rate of the dividend, how the share price will be impacted in that case. So this is also known as what if analysis or simulation analysis. This is also called what if analysis or simulation also. It is a way to predict outcome of a decision given a certain range of variables. So if we expect that weighted average cost of capital will be in a particular range, for example, it will be between 15 to 19. So this is the, I mean, we are trying a range instead of a definite specific rate. We are trying a range of that input. So it is a way to predict outcome of a decision given a certain range of variables. So variables can change, the input can change, and how the outcome will change based on the change in input. That analysis is called sensitivity analysis. So in this example, in this formula, there is one assumption also that this formula works only if K is more than G. That cost of capital should be more than growth rate. If both are equal, then it will not work. Similarly, if cost of capital is less than G, then also this formula will not work, because that if the denominator is 0, then I mean the result will be indeterminate. So there are limitations with this also. So let us see how this can be performed. First, you have to prepare a table like this, and you have to enter values in the rows and columns. So I have already entered here rows, I mean 15%, 16%, 17, 18, 19. So basically these are the values that I want to check. I want to change the weighted average cost of capital, because in this formula on the left hand side, the only value that I have tried is 15%. But I want to see the impact on the share price if weighted average cost of capital increases from 15 to 16 and 17, 18 and 19. So in that case, in that situation, what will be the share price? Similarly, in this D column, 10%, 12%, 13%, 14%, 15%, 14.5%. These are the growth rates of the dividend. I have already written here 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 14.5. These are the growth rates. So I want to fill this table. So the value, what will be the share price if the weighted average cost of capital is 15% and growth rate is 10%? What will be the share price in that case? So that share price will be calculated in this cell, that is E4. Similarly, what will be the share price if weighted average cost of capital is 16% and the growth rate of dividend is 10%? In that case, what will be the share price? So this is the problem, and this problem can be solved using what if analysis And the option is, so before starting, first we have to enter these values, the range of input that we want to try, that we want to vary. And before starting, we have to provide the reference of the output in the upper left cell. Upper left cell or the corner cell is this one, that is D3. So in D3, provide the reference of the outcome. Our outcome is in B7. Our cell B7 contains the output of this formula. So we have to provide the reference of the output here. So I have selected the cell B7 and I will press enter. So once I will press enter, it will automatically copy the value of B7 in that cell, that is D3. After doing this much, I will select this whole table like this. After selecting this table, I will come to the data tab, then come to the what if analysis. There are three options. The first one is scenario manager. The second one we have already seen, that is goal seek. The third option is data table. Select this data table. Now a box will be displayed. This box is asking us two things. The things that we have written in the row, what is this? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Row input cell. So row input cell is actually our weighted average cost of capital. So I will select weighted average cost of capital, which is cell B5. Then it is asking for the reference of column input cell. It is asking that what is this? 10%, 12%, 13%, what is this? So let me specify to this software that these values are basically growth rate. So I will select this B6, which is the growth rate of dividend. So now the problem has been specified. So once I will press here on, I will press OK, this table will be generated. All calculations will be performed and the table will be prepared. So I have pressed enter and now that this table has been prepared. So as per this, if the cost of capital is 15% and the growth rate of dividend is 10%, in that case, the share price should be 1500 rupees. The maximum share price is here, and that is the combination of 15% and 14.5%. That if the cost of capital is 15% and the growth rate of dividend is 0.5%, in that case, the share price should be 15,000. So let me try some different values also. So say for example, if I will type here 15, so the value is not coming out because the 15% growth rate is there, weighted average cost of capital is also 15%. So the denominator will become 0. So it is showing an error, and the error is div divided by 0. So it is basically divided by 0. So divided by 0 is a problem. So it will not calculate. So let me just change it to 14.5. In that case, it will calculate. We can also change this 16 to 15.5. So this is how we can try different combinations of inputs, and we can see the impact on the output. So this whole table is basically the output, and in this row and column, we have input. And similarly, we can increase the size of the table also. I mean, it is up to the nature of the problem. What is the nature of the problem? So we can now calculate the average also, that what is the average expected share price depending on different combinations. So average is coming out to be 2,929. So as per the formula, if the current share price is less than this, then we can say that this share is undervalued. And if it is more than this, then we can say that the share price is overvalued as per the Gordon dividend growth model. So this is sensitivity analysis. Another example of sensitivity analysis is this one. And this is today's task also. In this example, there is a business that sells chairs. So 1,000 chairs have been sold. The price per share is 150. The cost per share is 15 rupees, 50 rupees. Other costs that has been incurred by the business are store rent, that is 10,000, and payroll is 50,000. So based on this data that has been given, we can calculate the profit of the company, profit of this business. So revenue is nothing but how much shares have been sold. How much shares have been sold, that is B4 multiplied by price per share. So price per chair. So per chair price is 150. So once we will multiply that, revenue will be calculated. So total revenue is 1,50,000. Now if we subtract cost of sales from revenue, that will give us the profit. So cost is 50 rupees per chair. So total cost will be number of chairs multiplied by 50. So this is the cost of goods sold. So our gross profit is 1 lakh rupee, because total sales is 1,50,000 and cost of sale is 50,000. So gross profit is 1 lakh. Two additional type of cost is given here. One is store rent and the another one is payroll. All this combined are known as SG&A. Can anybody tell me what is the full form of SG&A? Anybody from commerce background? Okay, so SG&A is basically sales, general and administrative expenses. So sales, general and administrative expenses are 60,000. 60,000 is nothing but the sum of these two additional costs that are given, that is store rent and payroll. So this is additional cost. And once we will subtract this additional cost from the gross profit is 1 lakh minus this sales, general and administrative expenses, that will give us the final operating profit. So this is our operating profit, that is 40,000. So this is the base case. Base case means if the business is able to sell 1,000 chairs and these are the components of costs, in that case, the operating profit will be 40,000. In that case, the operating profit will be 40,000. But we want to try different combinations. For example, we want to try, currently the business is selling 1,000 chairs. We want to see the impact on profit if the business is able to sell 1,200 chairs, 1,300 chairs, 1,500 chairs. Similarly, right now the cost is 50 rupees per chair. This cost may also change. This cost may, instead of 50 per chair, it may increase to 55, it may 52, or it may come down also to 48, 46, 45, like that. So if we keep changing different inputs that are basically driving the output, our output in this case is profit. Profit is our output, and the things that are driving the output is the price and the cost, and the number of chairs sold. These are the things which are impacting the profit. So in this case also, we can take the help of sensitivity analysis. Sensitivity analysis. So what I have done here, in this case also, first we have to provide the reference of the output. So our output is 40,000. So in the upper left corner of this table, I have given the reference of the output. So that is 40,000, or in the cell E8. After giving this reference, I have to provide some values in the rows and some values in the columns. So in this row, I have written 500, 750, 1000, 1250, 1500. Basically, these are the number of chairs sold. So in the base case, we were selling 1000 chairs, but I want to see the impact on the profit. If the chairs sold is only 500, only 750, or it increases to 1250 and it increases to 1500. So how it will impact the profit of the business. Similarly, I am changing the price of the chair. So currently the business is selling that chair at a price of 150. But I want to see the impact on the profit if the business is able to sell at a price of 200, at a price of 175, 150, 125, and 100. So I want to calculate the profit uh, by changing these two variables. The first variable is chairs sold. The second variable is price. So after entering this data, I will select this table. After selecting this table, come to the data tab. Under the data tab, you will find the option for what if analysis. Select this what if analysis, and three options will be displayed. The first option is scenario manager. The second option is goal seek. And the third option is data table. So you have to select data table. So a box will be displayed, and this box is asking for two things. It is asking row input cell. So in this row, what is this? 500, 700, 50, 1000. So it is asking the value of chairs sold, number of chairs sold. So I will select okay. So sorry for the disturbance. Okay, just give me 1 minute.
सर की आवाज आ रही है किसी को?
No.
Okay, sorry for the disturbance. Okay. So After writing down these values in the rows and columns, I have to select this whole table. And after selecting this table, come to the data tab and what if analysis and select data table. So once you will select the data table, it is asking for the reference of the row and column. So in rows, we have written the chairs sold, and in the columns, in this column, uh, we have written the price per share. So after specifying these two things, once I will press enter, the values will be displayed in the yeah. Okay, so I will send you this sheet, and you are expect I will delete this thing, and you are supposed to uh, prepare this table and submit this assignment. So this is today's task, that
Okay, sir.
you have to prepare this table uh, by using the data table function. And sorry for the disturbance. There was some issue from my side. Okay, thank you very much for joining. And
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.